Hello guys, today we're going to be talking about transcendentalism and is Christopher McCandless a true transcendentalist? In my opinion, I think no. I don't think he's a true transcendentalist because I feel like everybody is the same and you may have a certain unique trait, but down to the same. Like if you go really down the line, I feel like everyone is the same, built the same being as we are, and I feel like you're still gonna have a thought or a same thought process as somebody else. For example, Christopher McCandless, you could have said that he stole that idea from Thoreau, who did a similar thing out in the woods. He built his cabin and he stayed in solitude for 2 years to work on himself in a way and connect with nature. And so did Christopher McCandless, but it was in modern times, more modern times. So maybe it was different in that way. But you can call him a transcendentalist of his time, but he is not the first transcendentalist ever. It's impossible to me because it's impossible to have a thought that someone has not already had. And so, my first question is, I thought that my opinion is, why do you think Christopher McCandless was attracted to the ideas of a transcendentalist? I think he was because I feel like he didn't want to follow the same footsteps as his family, and that he wanted to be something different, something new. And I can respect that from my point of view, not wanting to be the same as everybody else and wanting to be something different in society. And so I do agree with him that he gave his money up to help organizations and charity and funds like that. But him being able to go to the woods and really connect with himself is something I don't think I could do. Not 2 years at a time, not years at a time. I couldn't even go 2 weeks. But I feel like that's just something that he could do mentally and physically. And I feel like you just have to be strong-willed and strong-bodied to do that. So I just feel like that's great. Question 2. What about McCandless' ideas do you think is reprehensible, and what can you find? I guess you can find that he was different in a way, in a sense that he didn't want to go to law school. He didn't want to be everything that the family was and what they wanted him to be. He wanted to change his life with somebody else and have an effect on other people so he can have a sense of leadership in his way. So he developed his character in a way that he could just drop everything, drop his bags, drop his money, drop his life, and just go out and do what he wanted to do and not even tell anybody and just go do it. So, I mean, it's good. The third question is, even if you would never do what he did, do you at all identify with Christopher McCandless and his issues with society? I don't, because I feel like he could have helped the community in a different way. He could have went to law school, built up his net worth, or got more money, and he could have helped the community out by helping himself thrive first so he can be able to give out more to the community. And I feel like if he did that, it would have took longer, and he probably would have to put in more work, and he would have followed in his family's footsteps, but he would have still helped the community in a bigger way than giving out 20,000. He could have gave out 5,000 consecutively over years, which can help more throughout time. So I don't know if I 100% agree on him with that. And the fourth question is, what are some differences between McCandless' experiment and Thoreau's experiment at Walden Pond? Well, I feel like when Thoreau left, it was like the 1600s. He was actually like trying to better himself and learn about him. I feel like McCandless just did it to somewhat cause a spark in the community to change. I feel like Thoreau was doing it for himself to better himself as a person, and Christopher McCandless just did it for the later clout, or you know. And I feel like he had no purpose because, I mean, he wasn't able to come back. I feel like he died for what he believed in, but what's the point of dying if you're not that different in a way? And that's how I feel about that. Question 5. What do you think about McCandless' connection with nature? I feel like that, from the movie that we saw, I feel like he did connect with nature because he wouldn't kill the deers if they had literal deers, which are cows, with a V, I don't know how to say it right. But I feel like he did connect with them in that way because he didn't want to kill them if their mother was there, which I feel like on a spiritual level, if we're spiritual like that with nature, that you do have a connection, a real connection to understand that that's not right, because if you kill the mom, then the baby deer's not going to make it. It's going to die. And that's how I feel about that. Is there something, question number 6, is there something noble dying in for a cause and dying what you believe in is righteous? I feel like if you die for something important or something that you strongly believe in, for example, Martin Luther King, who died for the civil rights movement and to create equality for blacks in the South, I feel like he died for a noble cause and it was righteous because he believed in that heavily, something right. And I believe that if you believe in something strongly, you should go out and do it. If it's noble and it's right, you should have all the willpower in your mind and everyone that loves you backing you up in some type of way, telling you to do it. Even if you don't have loved ones, you gotta love yourself enough to go do it and even if it's worth dying. And I think that relates to Christopher McCandless because he died in what he believed in a sense, which was connecting with nature and somewhat being different from his family and the community around him that he was at the time. And the last and final question is number 7. So was McCandless a true transcendentalist? Did he succeed in Thoreau's vision of becoming one with nature? Quotation marks, internally a child. So I feel like if I was thinking from Thoreau's point of vision, that he did complete his vision, his thought of becoming one with nature. He was able to live outside. He was able to hunt for his food. He was able to do all these many things to actually be like, not an animal, but like one with nature, which is almost one with God. And I feel like he was successful in him doing that, and that's great. And I would think that it would be near impossible to live on your own outside of nature, but he did it by himself in complete solitude. So, well, guys, that's all for today. That was just my mini thoughts on the topic. Was Christopher McCandless a true transcendentalist? All right, see you guys. Bye.